Benvenuto Portuguese. E tu je grootje.
In the summer of 1856, a powerful storm covered the sky above a small village called Smiljan. Thunder echoed through the mountains. Lightning flashed again and again, lighting the darkness like fire from the heavens. Inside a modest home, a woman was giving birth. Her name was Nikola Tesla. The storm grew stronger. The midwife became afraid. As lightning struck nearby, she whispered that the child would be born into darkness. But the mother answered calmly. She said her child would be a child of light. That child was Nikola Tesla. He would later become one of the greatest inventors in human history. Nikola Tesla was not born into wealth, but he was born into a family of intelligence and strong character. His father, Nikola Tesla, was a Serbian Orthodox priest. He was also a writer and a powerful speaker. He had an extraordinary memory and could recite long texts perfectly. Nikola wanted his son to follow the same path and become a priest. But Nikola's future would be very different. Tesla always said the real source of his genius was his mother. Nikola Tesla had no formal education, but she had a brilliant and creative mind. She invented small mechanical tools used in everyday life. She could imagine machines in her mind before building them. This ability would later appear in Tesla himself. He would design entire inventions in his imagination without writing anything down. The village of Smiljan was quiet and surrounded by nature. There was no electricity at that time. Nights were dark, lit only by candles and oil lamps. But the sky was often filled with storms. Young Nikola was fascinated by lightning. He watched it closely, wondering about its power. This curiosity would later grow into a lifelong obsession. Tesla had an older brother named Dane. He was considered extremely talented, even more gifted than Nikola. But tragedy struck the family. When Nikola was only 5 years old, his brother died in a sudden accident after falling from a horse. The loss deeply affected the family. It also changed Nikola's life forever. Many believe this moment shaped his personality and his drive to achieve greatness. As a child, Tesla was very different from others. He had a powerful imagination. He could see images in his mind as if they were real. Sometimes these images were so strong that they disturbed him. He was also extremely sensitive to light and sound. Bright flashes hurt his eyes. Loud noises overwhelmed him. Despite these challenges, his mind was developing in an extraordinary way. One evening, something unusual happened. Nikola was playing with the family cat. As he stroked its fur, small sparks appeared in the dark. He was amazed. He asked his father what caused the sparks. His father replied with a simple answer: electricity. That moment stayed with him forever.
Benvenuto Portuguese. E tu je grootje.
From that moment, Nikola Tesla became deeply curious about electricity. He began to think about invisible forces. He wanted to understand how energy could move, how it could appear as light, and how it could be controlled. As he grew older, his abilities became even more unusual. Nikola could perform complex calculations in his mind without writing anything down. Teachers were often surprised. Some even believed he was cheating. But he was not. His mind worked differently. He could visualize problems and solve them entirely in his imagination. This rare ability made him stand out from other students. He later attended school in the city of Karlovac. There, he was introduced to more advanced studies in mathematics and physics. One day, a teacher demonstrated an electrical motor in class. The motor used direct current, a system that would later become widely used. Nikola watched carefully. He noticed sparks coming from the machine. He saw inefficiency in the design. Something about it felt wrong. At that moment, an idea formed in his mind. He imagined a different kind of motor, a motor that used alternating current instead of direct current. He could see it clearly, working perfectly without sparks. At the time, this idea seemed impossible, but Nikola did not forget it. As his education continued, his mind became more focused on one goal. He wanted to master electricity, but life was not easy. When he was 17 years old, he became seriously ill. He was diagnosed with cholera. For months, he was confined to bed. His condition became worse. Doctors believed he might not survive. During this difficult time, his father made a promise. If Nikola recovered, he would allow him to study engineering. Until then, his father had insisted that he become a priest. This promise changed everything. Nikola slowly regained his strength. His recovery was nothing short of remarkable. And with it, his future path became clear. He would dedicate his life to science. He would study electricity, and he would try to unlock its secrets. By the end of his early years, Nikola Tesla was no longer just a curious child. He was becoming something far greater. A thinker, a visionary, a young man driven by ideas that no one else could fully understand. The storms he once watched as a child were no longer just natural events. They had become symbols of power. Power that he believed could one day be controlled. Power that could change the world. And soon, Nikola Tesla would leave his home behind. He would step into a much larger world. A world of science, invention, and competition. A world where his ideas would be tested, and where he would begin his journey toward greatness. But this was only the beginning. In the next episode, we will explore how Tesla's mind evolved even further. His visions became stronger. His ideas became bolder, and his path would lead him into challenges that would shape his destiny forever.
We've run to Portuguese, and we have to go out here.
As Nikola grew into a young man, his curiosity and imagination only became stronger. He spent hours walking alone through the forests and mountains around Smiljan. He would observe the lightning storms, feeling a strange connection to the flashes of energy in the sky. Sometimes he imagined entire machines in his mind, seeing them operate perfectly before ever building anything. This gift of visualization became one of his greatest abilities. Nikola's mother, Kuka, encouraged his curiosity. She gave him books, tools, and the freedom to explore. She had always understood that her son was different. His father, Milutin, remained cautious but allowed Nikola to follow his passion after seeing his determination. Tesla excelled in school. His teachers were often amazed by his ability to remember entire books and recite long passages from memory. He also showed extraordinary skill in mathematics, solving complex problems mentally with ease. Despite these talents, Nikola was socially awkward. He struggled to connect with other children. He preferred solitude, reading, thinking, and observing the world around him. By the time he finished his early schooling, Nikola had survived tragedy, illness, and extraordinary challenges. He had experienced both loss and inspiration. And through it all, he had developed a vision of what he wanted to accomplish. To harness the power of electricity and bring light to the world. He believed that energy could be transmitted invisibly, across great distances, to provide power to all of humanity. Even though many of his ideas seemed impossible at the time, Tesla's mind was already working on solutions. He would imagine machines, motors, and systems in complete detail in his mind before ever touching them. This mental ability became the foundation of his future inventions. As he prepared to leave Smiljan for further education, Nikola Tesla carried with him the knowledge, experiences, and dreams that would shape a lifetime of invention. From the storms of his childhood to the sparks from a cat's fur, every moment had influenced his unique mind. The boy born during a lightning storm was now ready to step into a larger world. A world that would challenge him, push him, and test his ideas. But it was also a world where his imagination could finally transform into reality. And thus, the early life of Nikola Tesla came to an end, setting the stage for his extraordinary journey into the mysteries of electricity, invention, and the power that would change the modern world forever. In the next episode, we will follow Tesla as he begins his university studies, discovers strange visions, and develops the ideas that would lead to his first great inventions.
In the late 19th century, a bitter rivalry, their clash over electricity would change the world forever.
The coils are charged. Are you ready?
Ready. Initiating the sequence.
Incredible power. The energy is surging. Direct current is the electricity of the future. It is safe, reliable, and proven. Alternating current, it is unpredictable.